All right, we're back on Facebook. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. So as Aaron was just talking about lessons of triumph over adversity and challenge. So the internet, everything, the power literally just went off in my home. And so we're back connected now, thankfully, because my 18-year-old knows how to connect all of us through our phone and Wi-Fi. So we're going to get to some of the other parts. Aaron was just talking about the commitment that it takes and the stick-to-itiveness that it takes to keep your body in shape and do all these things. But one thing that I truly wanted to touch base on, and Aaron, thank you so much for being so patient. As Les Brown says, right? If you fall off, make sure you land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. So everything is figure outable, right?
Absolutely, it is.
So here we are. So to take a deep breath, but one thing I wanted to make sure that we did squeeze into this time that we had together. And I would love to also invite you to our youth summit and talk with you more about that offline, because I know that we probably touched base on it before, but you have so much inspiration to give to our younger generation and lessons for them to learn from you, and life skills that you have so much in you. And I know that's the part B that we were talking about, that I know how old you are because you mentioned a VHS tape. So I'm in the same boat as you. My birthday's coming up, so we share similar chronological numbers. And the thing that is great is that now you've had this incredible 30 plus something year career as a professional jockey. You've toured all over. You won the biggest race in Dubai. I mean, it just like the accolades and the things that you have been able to accomplish in your 50 years thus far is just so incredible. And that you have this wealth of information to share with others is even more beautiful. But something that touched my heart when we were talking is the community that you linked arms with to start a foundation and do good things for great people. And it started with a toy drive during the holidays when the Giving Circle is the name of the foundation, but
it was King Katrina.
The Katrina, that was it, Hurricane Katrina. And you said, what can we do? Could you share that story with us, because it just was so impactful?
Sure. It was 15 years ago, and I was living in Long Island, New York, and I had a friend that lived 3 hours north in Saratoga, New York. And it was a time that the whole country had seen the devastation to Louisiana and through Mississippi and some of the areas that when Hurricane Katrina came through, they were just flooded. They're below sea level, but just homes were destroyed. There was lives were lost, and we just looked, and the country was all coming together for months after that to see what they could do. And people were sending money as far as trying to help them get the food and things they would need for their children, as far as diapers and the daily care of things. And my friend and I just got together and thought, what can we do? And two guys that aren't capable of doing a whole lot on their own, but we just thought we wanted to do something for the children, and we got to thinking about it. And they didn't know any other way of, they've lost their homes, they've lost being able to play with their friends, they've lost their schooling, and how could we put a smile on their face? And that's when we decided to do a toy drive and call it a Cajun Christmas. We didn't know how many toys we'd be able to gather up. We're in New York, and we've got to get them to Louisiana. And so we started, and he did it in upstate New York, and I did it in Long Island. We went to schools, we went to just people we knew, we went to houses of friends, and it just started growing and growing and growing. And before long, it was my 2-car garage only had toys. I had to move my cars, and then I went and got storage, and he was doing the same thing up in Saratoga. We were just so excited, like how people were just pouring in, wanting to help out. And some would say, can we just give money? And we said, well, if you give money, I'm going to buy toys with it. We didn't want to send money down because we wanted it to go directly to the children. And there was no better way to put a smile on a child's face than have them open a present at Christmas time. So it just, as it kept growing, we were just in awe of the help and the love that everybody wanted to give, and everybody wanted to be a part of it. That when it was time to send the toys down, we ended up sending 2 semi trucks full of toys that had been donated, and the transportation, everything was donated to go from Saratoga, New York, then to stop and pick up my stuff, another semi, and take it all down to Louisiana. And we were able to supply 6,000 children with Christmas. And that's where it all began. You know, we were so excited that we could do that. And then just, we thought beyond, you know, and sometimes you've got to, you know, we never thought we could do that big. And now if we've done that big and it wasn't that hard, how much bigger can we get? And how many more lives can we touch? And how can we help more people? And so Mark Bertrand was the gentleman that is my good friend. And him and I co-founded the giving, or what we called the Cajun Christmas. Then he said, let's get bigger. And so it was formed into the Giving Circle. The Giving Circle has now tended to 10 natural disasters through storms and different things all around the country, and building homes, you know, it doesn't matter what needs to be done. The Giving Circle, we put a team together to do it. It's not just for children or people of a certain age or ethnicity. It's for everybody. If somebody needs help, we'll put a team together and help out. And so we've got, in upstate New York, we've got a homeless shelter. For the wintertime, it would get so cold. And we said, this is terrible. We've got to do something there. So we've got a homeless shelter up there. We've just rebuilt many homes, but done things for children that were, you know, living on floors, people that didn't have families, but we'd build bunk beds against the walls and just build things and just have things that so many people wanted to be part of. And it just grew and grew and grew. And then Mark had always told his wife, Kelly, that he said, one day we're going to have a foundation in Africa, and they really wanted to take that on. So that's been Mark's baby. And, you know, I'm blessed that I've been a part of what started it, and he just kept building and building and building. And now the Giving Circle has gone on to do many wonderful things here in the country, but it went to, Mark took it to Uganda, Africa, which was the poorest village in Africa. And they literally had nothing. They had no way of being able to create their own financial, enough to support themselves as far as their food or for any activities or anything. And since then, the Giving Circle built their first freshwater well. They've built two schools, built a daycare center. They've just done so many wonderful things. And the one thing that's you know, really made me feel good is like when we first started doing this, and you know, we think so simple here in the US because we think we don't have anything, but we actually have everything. We can, you know, go outside and walk a block to go to a park or get on a swing or jump in a swimming pool, whatever it is. And the Giving Circle built a playground for them, a swing set, a slide, and different things. And the children looked at it like not knowing what it was. It was so foreign to them. They didn't know it was a toy or a playground or anything that they could get joy out of. They looked at it and thought, why did they put this here? So children had never been on a slide, or the simple things that we think everybody has, was to them, once they realized it, was their biggest joy. They've never had so much fun as going on that same slide every single day. And there's a lot of deaf children in Africa. And so the students, when they would come into school, and we welcome all students, a lot of the deaf children, unfortunately, are abandoned at young ages because the parents don't want the burden to deal with a child that's deaf and also not going to be able to help them to create something that's going to help them to get their food. So the Giving Circle always takes those children in and will adopt them. And we've had it to where every child in the schools learn sign language, just so no child's left out. It's not the children that can hear and the children that are deaf. It's all one. And so it's just been very rewarding. And like I said, I'm glad that I was in it with the start, and then Mark Bertrand just took it, and the team is built up, and just to see that now, just this last year, it started in Afghanistan as well. And we continue to do stuff in America. So, you know, what was once a small thing with two people deciding became, you know, gigantic, and around the world helping people that, you know, you've got to stretch further than you think you can go, and you'll realize the elastic's will stretch a lot further before it snaps, and you get to the end and you think that's as far as you can go. Dream again, you know, keep resetting your goals, because it doesn't need, just because you reach that goal doesn't mean it has to end. It's not over, so it's been amazing to me just to watch, what the Giving Circle's been able to do. And, when I step aside from racing, I would love to spend more of my time being able to do that. And I definitely want to get around, and I love speaking with children and doing a lot of different things with schools. And, I want to speak to all people that can use help, because we can all use it. Doesn't matter. You see people that look successful, they could be living the loneliest life of all of us. And we don't know what's inside them or what they're feeling. And, we just have to, no matter what our setbacks are, we just have to move forward and never let a situation that happened to you define who you become. Things will happen to us all. So take the good things out of everything, and learn from the things that are bad and the setbacks that are bad. And, I always used to tell my kids that happiness is a choice and smiles are free. And people ask me, how do you know everybody? And, every jockey that I know walked by the same people and had the same opportunities that I've had, but I've created different opportunities. And a lot of that was because I say hello to everybody. And you never know who's in front of you at a grocery store or standing in line. Instead of getting frustrated because the line's taking so long, say hello. If you're sitting at a bar or a restaurant or waiting in line at Starbucks, say hello. And if it only goes to hello, that's fine. But I've met some of the most influential people in my life started with a smile and a hello, not meaning to go anywhere further than that. But, sometimes we're so caught up in, oh, I've got to meet a person that can help me do this, or, help me do that. And I tell a lot of my friends, I said, that person could have been inches away from you several times already, but you didn't take the time to say hello. And, and it's just a simple hello. You're not looking for anything, but a hello and a smile creates a good energy where things start being created without even trying. So make connections. It's always so important in school. And, to me, it's about making connections. And when you're going through hard times and you feel like you're failing and you can't get out, you just got to change the voices that you're, the worst voices you can have. And it's kids in school, and I know junior high age and up can be very tough, and they judge each other. And, you seem to be put in different groups or categories by the way your popularity is, or you're pretty or you're not, or if you're an athlete or not. And it's like, the only voices that matter are the ones that you have inside of you. So if you're going to listen to everybody else tell you, oh, you're this or you're that, you're not enough, it only becomes real if you start believing it and accept it. But if you stand up and tell yourself and make them, those voices are in all of our heads, the doubters and everything else. It's not just people from the outside, it's the voices within you. And if you can tell yourself, I am great, I am capable of doing anything I want, that's when real life change happens. And you get those voices out of your head that become stronger. And then all of a sudden you become deaf to those ears that are those voices outside of you that are telling you that. And it's funny, because when you get rid of the voices inside you, you'll realize the voices outside mean nothing to you anymore. And eventually they disappear because they know they can't affect you. And, it's about rising up through everything. But know the most important person in your life is yourself, and you've got to take care of you first. And, I just think it's so important for young kids going through school, and especially now on, it's all on the internet, and they're not going to schools regularly. And there's, it's bad enough that there's cyberbullying and kids get bored. And some of those kids that don't have confidence are being bullied or different things. And if you're one of those children, or even people in life, older people, you got to realize you may be being bullied and don't have the confidence, but it's that person that's bullying you that has nothing. He's wanting to bring you to their level. And I feel sorry for anybody that gets bullied, but I pity the ones that feel that they have to, because they don't have any purpose in their life to move forward. They want to bring other people down to their level. So I just think it's an important time. And I think it's a time where so many things are happening with Black Lives Matter and the riots and different things that are going on. And with the coronavirus, it's a time that there's going to be change in everything, the way we do things. And it's time that, everybody just takes a moment and smile, it's say hello.
Amen. And that's what's so beautiful about this. And you said so many, I mean, you said so much just now that I wanted to just wrap up and put in a beautiful bow, because that's what life is all about. And that's the purpose of what we are doing right now in our box, is to let people know that you can make connections. It started with us with a simple hello and and a connection. So it's so possible, and you can build relationships through the internet and let people know that there's resources out there. There's people like you, Aaron. There's people outside like me that want to link arms and connect people with the right people to know that they have, that they have their back. So I thank you. We're at the top of the hour, and I know you've got 1,000 things to do, and I would love to have you back and talk with you more, because you truly are an inspiration to so many, and you've had an amazing career and continue to have an amazing career. And oh my gosh, I feel like I could talk with you for hours, but
Yeah,
I just want to thank you so much, and for also holding on through that technical challenge that we had. And know that we're going to have Aaron back. We're going to talk with Aaron more, and you're going to see Aaron. I'm going to convince him to be so much more involved, because the work that you're doing in the schools is exactly the passion that I have in my heart too, is to get into lots of opportunities to speak in front of people, because you have a story that people need to hear. Now, how do people get a hold of you, Aaron, if they want to reach out to you and perhaps have you speak at an event or something that they're hosting? And I'll put it in the comments too.
all my social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, is all just Aaron Gryder, at Aaron Gryder. And my website is aarongryder.com. So that's just being
Perfect.
built, but there is a website there, so you can leave messages or if you want to contact me. But please do. I look forward to speaking to anybody that's looking for a voice, that's wanting to share some positive things. And I appreciate you having me on. I know we'll be doing a lot more together.
Yes, we will. You are truly a drip that rips, Mr. Gryder, and you are creating a ripple effect of awesomeness completely felt throughout the world. So you're a true blessing, and I thank you so much. And I wish you all the best today and tomorrow and forever.
Well, thank you. Live your dreams.
Absolutely. Life's too short not to, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for sticking with us. And for more information, you know where to find this amazing person. And we look forward to catching up with you on the next INPact Academy, and watch out for that podcast coming soon. All right, Aaron, best wishes to you and your family. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for spending this time with us today.
Have a blessed day.
Amazing. Thank you. Bye-bye.